When you think about relationships, you must realize that people don't just communicate with words, they communicate with presence, with spirit, with energy, with the way they carry themselves. A woman's greeting is not simply hello or a passing smile. It's a reflection of her inner condition, a window into what's going on beneath the surface. When she hasn't been nurtured, when she hasn't been felt closeness, when she hasn't tasted the safety and security that comes from true intimacy, the way she greets you will tell you the truth long before her words ever do. You see, when a woman greets you after days or weeks of distance, she may not even realize the tone she uses, but her spirit speaks through her posture, through her silence, through her eyes. And the message is clear. I've been longing for connection. I've been carrying the weight of being untouched, unseen, unvalued in the way I was designed to be. That greeting is not casual. It's a cry. It's a reminder that intimacy is not just physical. It's emotional, spiritual, relational. The first thing you must understand is that her greeting reveals her hunger for closeness. She may not say it outright, but the sigh in her breath, the slight coldness in her tone, or the over-bright cheer in her words are all signals. She is revealing the absence of warmth, and her spirit is yearning for restoration. Secondly, her greeting shows whether or not she feels cherished. A woman who has been nourished in immersed intimacy greets with ease, with softness, with peace in her voice. But when that intimacy has been withheld, her hello is different. It carries an edge, or it carries emptiness. It says, I am present, but I don't feel pursued. Thirdly, her greeting exposes the state of her respect. When intimacy is neglected, she feels neglected. And when she feels neglected, the honor and reverence that once flowed freely now trickle. Slowly. She may greet you with words, but the respect that should echo behind them is missing. Fourth, her greeting carries a test. She is asking, without asking, do you still see me? Do you still desire me? Do I still matter? The way she greets you when intimacy is absent is her way of searching for evidence that she is still loved, still wanted, still worthy in your eyes. Finally, her greeting becomes an invitation. Even if it is cold, even if it is withdrawn, even if it is burdened with distance, it's still a door. It's a chance for you to step back in, to restore, to reconcile, to remind her that she is not forgotten. It is never just about the words. It is about the state of the soul behind those words. So, when you encounter that greeting, don't dismiss it. Don't take it lightly. Don't argue with it. Recognize it as a signal that something deeper needs to be addressed. Because intimacy is not optional, it's vital. And the way she greets you when it is absent is your call to action, your summons to return, your reminder that love is not sustained by routine, but by constant pursuit. When a woman greets you after a period of distance, her tone, her posture, and her expression carry more weight than the words themselves. You might hear her say, "Hello," or see her smile moves. But beneath that surface is a language that doesn't need syllables to speak. Her greeting is often the echo of a hunger that has gone unmet, a longing that has been left unattended. When intimacy has been missing, that absence makes its presence known in her spirit, and it spills out in the way she meets you at the door, the way she glances at you across the room, or the way she says your name. She doesn't even have to be fully aware of it, because it isn't just about what she intends to say. It's about what her soul is unconsciously crying out. A woman was designed for connection, not just physical, but emotional and spiritual, as intimacy is her soil. And when that soil has gone dry, everything she produces, the way she talks, the way she moves, the way she greets, reflects that dryness. When she hasn't been held, when her heart hasn't been pursued, her greeting can sound like she's on autopilot, giving you the minimal acknowledgement while silently sending a message. I've been waiting for you to notice me. That waiting builds into frustration, and frustration begins to show itself in subtle tones. You may not even realize it's there at first, but the sharpness in her voice or the lack of sparkle in her eyes reveals her spirit has been starving for closeness. He moves, her greeting becomes the first signal flare. You can tell if she's been emotionally nourished or if she's been running on empty. If you pay attention, you will recognize the hunger. It's in the way her voice doesn't rise the same way when she sees you. It's in the way her eyes don't linger with joy, but instead glance quickly and look away. That is not indifference. It's the residue of unmet intimacy. And if you mistake it for mere mood or dismiss it as just her being tired, you will miss the deeper cry beneath the greeting. She is not simply saying, "Hello." She is saying, "Do you see me? Do you feel that I've been absent? Do you feel that I've been absent in this house? Do you recognize that my heart has been waiting for touch, for connection, for intimacy that affirms my worth?" When a woman greets you after intimacy has been withheld, you can almost hear the echo of what she wanted to say, but could not. She wanted to say, I miss the closeness. I miss being wanted. I miss feeling like I matter. Instead, her lips form a simple word, but her spirit is pouring out the deeper truth. If you ignore that greeting, you miss your opportunity to step into the deeper reality of what's going on. If you pay attention, though, you'll see that what seems like casual hello is actually a reflection of her inner condition. It is a reminder that intimacy is not just a moment in the bedroom, it's the constant watering of the soul. When that watering has been missing, the very first thing you will notice is in the way she greets you. When a woman greets you, it isn't just a formality, it's a reflection of how deeply she feels cherished. When intimacy has been flowing consistently, her voice carries a softness. Her smile comes easily. Her eyes shine with warmth. She doesn't have to force it because being cared for, pursued, and valued creates a natural ease in her spirit. That ease shows up the moment she acknowledges your presence. But when intimacy has been neglected, her greeting takes on a different tone. It may sound polite. It may sound casual, but something is missing. The warmth is replaced with coolness. The softness is replaced with distance. And the ease is replaced with tension. What you hear in her hello is not just a word, it's the echo of whether or not she feels cherished. A woman's spirit thrives on being valued. She was designed to respond to love, attention, and affirmation. When she feels secure in intimacy, she is able to pour out gentleness, respect, and tenderness without restraint. That is why her greeting becomes so telling. It is the first sign of whether her inner reservoir has been filled or left empty. When she doesn't feel cherished, her greeting loses its melody. It may still carry sound, but it no longer carries harmony. You may sense a sharp edge in her tone or notice her words feel mechanical, as though she's checking off a duty rather than expressing joy. That small difference speaks volumes. When intimacy is absent, she feels unseen. And when she feels unseen, it begins to erode the natural sense of peace that intimacy was designed to create. Her greeting is no longer simply about welcoming you. It becomes reflection of the distance she feels inside. She may not come out and say, "I don't feel cherished," but her words, her eyes, and even her body language will whisper it to you. If you're listening, that greeting becomes her unspoken message, declaring that something in the relationship is out of alignment. You have to understand that cherishing isn't just about the grand gestures or occasional display of affection. It's about consistency, attentiveness, and the pursuit of her heart on an ongoing basis. When those things are present, she responds with warmth that greets before her words ever do. But when those things are missing, her spirit registers it, and her hello carries the weight of that absence. What was once bright and inviting now feels muted and restrained. That is why the greeting of a woman carries such significance. It is the temperature gauge of how cherished she feels. If it's warm, you know her heart has been nourished. If it's cold, you know her heart has been neglected. Either way, she is revealing the truth without needing to explain it. Her greeting becomes the mirror reflecting the depth of love she feels, or the lack thereof. When a woman greets you, she isn't just exchanging words, she is revealing the state of her heart. Respect is the foundation of how she approaches you, and intimacy plays a major role in how that respect is expressed. When she feels connected, desired, and valued, her respect flows naturally. It shows up in the softness of her voice. He moves. In the way she looks at you, in the way her greeting carries honor, without her even trying. But when intimacy is neglected, when closeness has been pushed aside or ignored, something shifts. Her greeting begins to lose the reverence it once carried. She may still say the same words, but the spirit behind those words tells a different story. A woman responds to pursuit. When she is pursued, when she is seen and cared for, her heart opens and her respect for you comes out of overflow. But when that pursuit stops, she feels forgotten, and that feeling begins to bleed into her interactions. Her greeting becomes shorter, colder, or heavier, because in her heart, respect has been weakened by neglect. She may not plan it this way, but her words are shaped by the reality of what she's experiencing. She cannot separate the way she feels from the way she speaks. Respect is not something a woman forces. It's something she reflects. And intimacy is one of the key ingredients that nourishes that reflection. When she hasn't felt close, when she hasn't felt desired, he moves, Her greeting is one of the first places where the cracks start to show. You may notice she doesn't make eye contact the same way. You may hear that her tone carries irritation or indifference. That isn't because she suddenly stopped respecting you. It's because the absence of intimacy has made her feel unvalued, and respect cannot flourish where value has been ignored. When a woman greets you with coolness, it's her way of communicating, I don't feel cherished enough to honor you. I want to. She may still love you. She may still be committed to you, but her spirit has been deprived what it needs to thrive. And just as a plant withers without water, respect begins to wither. When intimacy is withheld, her greeting becomes a reflection of that drought. This is why her hello matters so much. It is not just about how she starts a conversation. It is about what she is silently telling you about her heart. If she greets you with warmth and reverence, it's because she feels loved and cared for. If she greets you with coldness or distance, it's because she feels forgotten. Her respect is tied to how safe, valued, and pursued she feels in the relationship. That greeting is not simply a surface level exchange. It's a signal, a message, a mirror of how well she has been nourished in intimacy. When a woman greets you after a stretch of emotional or physical distance, her words may sound simple, but her spirit is often asking questions she doesn't dare say out loud. That greeting becomes a test, not in the sense of a game or manipulation, but as a natural expression of her heart's need for reassurance. She is asking, do you still see me? Do you still want me? Am I still your priority? These questions may never pass her lips directly, but they live in the tone she uses, the way her eyes meet yours, or even in the hesitation before she speaks. Her hello isn't just a greeting. It's an evaluation of whether she still matters in the deepest places of your affection. When intimacy has been absent, insecurity begins to creep in. A woman's heart was designed to flourish under the certainty of being desired and cherished. Without that certainty, she starts searching for signs. Her greeting becomes one of those signs. If she feels disconnected, she uses those first moment to measure where she stands. Does your response show interest? Does your posture reveal attentiveness? Do your words carry warmth? Every detail of your interaction becomes part of unspoken test. She isn't trying to trap you. She is trying to find her footing. She longs to know that the connection hasn't disappeared, that the bond is still alive. And because she may not always know how to ask for it directly, her spirit communicates through the way she greets you. If her words sound sharp, it might be because she fears rejection. If her greeting feels heavy, it might be because she doubts her worth in your eyes. If her tone is distant, it could be because she is bracing herself against disappointment. All of it flows from her need to confirm that she is still loved. You may not realize the weight your response carries in that moment. To you, it might feel like just another hello, but to her, it's evidence. Your tone, your attention, your energy, all of it tells her whether or not She still holds her place in your heart. When intimacy is present, she feels secure, and her greeting flows with joy and confidence. When intimacy is lacking, she looks to that greeting as a wedging the truth. This is why her greeting matters so much more than appears on the surface. It is not a casual exchange. It is a quiet plea for reassurance. She is testing whether the flame still burns, whether your desire has stayed consistent, whether your love remains strong. That moment is her way of saying, "Show me that I still matter." And whether you realize it or not, your response has the power to affirm her or wound her. Her greeting is her question, and how you answer determines the depth of connection that follows.